Hello. It's a nice and wonderful Tuesday morning, and you're tuned to Invicta 98.9 FM. It's time for the program Perspectives. And I am sitting in for your regular host of the program, Tony Alabi, this morning. And I'm sure you know that yesterday was his birthday. I wouldn't have even wanted him to be here today because he should still be basking in the euphoria of celebrating his birthday. I would say happy birthday to him again, and to let him know that with him we can always relax and lay back knowing that he's there. So happy birthday to Tony Alabi. My name is Ehis Admo, and this morning, like I said earlier, I'm sitting in for him on the program Perspectives. And today on the program, we'll still be looking at how we can make our great nation a better nation, how we can include every other person to be part of what we do in the country, Nigeria. And what better way than to prepare the next generation for what would happen and transpire in the country. And that's why this morning on the program, we will be looking at the roles of the younger generation or the youths in Nigeria politics, what role they are playing, how politically conscious they are, and generally, how are we even preparing the next generation to take over? These and many more we shall be looking at on the program today. And my guest is one seasoned media consultant and a public affairs analyst. Is not someone that's a stranger to Invicta FM, and today we have the honor and privilege of having Zwahu Yanwedi with us on the program Perspective. Zwahu, you are welcome to Perspective.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
All right. I haven't set the tone for the program, and we're getting set and everything. Let's just go straight into it. First, I'd just like to know, well, in the Nigerian parlance, we can still categorize you as a youth.
I'm not a youth.
But in Nigeria...
No, I refuse.
We are not using the United Nations standard now.
This is what people ahead of us used to rob us.
Yes.
Okay? And people my age, we are suffering... we are suffering the problem.
I can say we are the lost generation.
Yes.
Because those before us never gave us a space. They claim to be youth, even up to their 60s, 70s.
In their 60s, they claim they are youth.
And now we are bound by the United Nations statutes.
By no means am I a youth. And I refuse that. And no, even if someone is a 90-year-old person, he must not call me. I will take exception to him
calling you a boy.
A boy or a youth. No, not even a boy. No, I'm not a youth. I'm not. Absolutely. And that is the first level at which we begin to prepare young people for leadership.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Obama was when he became the president of the United States of America, he was not my age now.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, he became president of the United States at what age? 46, 47? No. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The president, or the prime minister of Canada became prime minister at 38.
Yeah.
Or what?
Was it Denmark?
John Kennedy? JF Kennedy. John Kennedy became president of the United States at 42. Clinton became president of the United States at 44 or 45. I'm not sure precisely. Okay, thereabout. So, what are we talking about?
The big question now is, do you think that our categorization or our categorization of a certain age range as youth in Nigeria, do you think it's right? Looking at
it has never been right. It is just a conspiracy of the older people. And when I say the older people, I do not simply mean whether somebody is 50 or the person is 60 or the person is 40. It is just that people do not want to relinquish
the
position that they see as a position of privilege, so that people coming behind will assume such positions. And we also have the problem with mentoring and succession.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Okay, you see somebody at the age of, there is nothing that says that being young simply makes you a better person. Okay, there's nothing that says that being young simply makes you a better leader. For me, even in Nigeria, we had people who were governors at their late 30s into very early 40s. And we had people who were governors at far older age. And we saw that the people who were governors at far older ages did better than some of these young ones. Okay, some of the younger ones that did well at that time, people like Donald Duke, he did very, very well. His records speak for him. People like Ahmed Makarfi of Kaduna State here.
He was quite young at then.
Ahmed Makarfi was probably 43, 42, 43, in his early 40s when he became the governor of the state. And he did superbly well, especially in building cohesion among people. Okay, but we also had younger people, okay, in their late 30s, early 40s that also became governors and did not do well.
Some were even monumental failures.
So it is not a matter of whether you are young, you should. But the truth is that youth is full of ideas. Youth is full of dreams. Okay, youth is full of lofty aspirations, and we need people that can think outside the box. People that can think loftily, okay, to move society. Why is it that you see that society or societies where you have high rises tend to have people that aspire higher? Because they sit down, a young child or a young person will sit down and look at this high rise, a 10-story, a 50-story building, a 100-story building, and says, "Wow, what if I take it to 200? To 200?" Okay, he thinks, "What if I do something that takes me into, or I create a contraption that I invent a contraption that takes me into the clouds, that takes me to the moon or to some other planet." That's how people dream. Okay, we need to put spectacles that help our people dream dreams, and it is the young people that will dream dreams. And that is why it is usually more desirable to have younger persons, because they have aspirations, they want to achieve, they want to write there. When you bring an old man in his
late 60s, 70s,
even beyond, he should be.
They majorly be thinking of maintaining status quo, not wanting to push harder, move further, and all of that.
But you see, when you bring an old person again, like a Donald Trump, who all his life has been building things, creating things, making dreams come alive, you will see that yes, he's old, but he's been in the business of making dreams a reality.
So we are looking at age might not really be the factor there, but rather the quality of the person.
Yes, the quality of the person, and his fair-minded, or his or her fair-mindedness, and the desire to dream dreams and make these dreams. I mean, look at Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
He died at the age of 38.
Yes.
Okay? I have a dream. That's a young man. That one day, he's seen it in his mind's eye, or with his mind's eye. He sees this thing. It's a dream. And about 50 years later, we had
an Obama as a president. And I recall at the inauguration, Martin Luther, the reverend politician in the U.S., Jesse Jackson was weeping. He said this was a dream that Martin Luther King saw.
Many people questioned his weeping, because Jesse Jackson is also one of those people I will refer to as race hustlers. Okay? People who I see them as that, and that's why he could not. But when Obama, that's why he could not make it even through the primaries of his party, the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
because he was in the 80s. He was supposed to contest against Reagan.
Yeah.
At a certain point, but he didn't even make the because he used a lot of race rhetorics. Okay, but in fact, one thing that made many people take Obama seriously when he started talking about his dream to become president, he said, "If you do not become the president of the United States of America, would it be because you are a, so to say, because I say so to say, black man, because he's as much a black man as he's a white man."
Yeah.
Okay, he's 50-50. Would it be because you are a black man? He said, no, it will be because I didn't prepare well and I didn't communicate my message well to the people, and so they did not buy what I have to say. And that is, and interestingly, the Obamas today, well, anyway, let's not talk about those things, okay? But, I mean, that's what we are talking about. We must dream dreams. We must begin to have a vision of our country, of our society, beyond this quagmire that we find ourselves in. We must begin to see ourselves sleeping with our two eyes closed at night, not worrying which bandits will attack our villages. We must begin to think about prosperity for our children. We must begin to think, look, I want to see those days where L.A. Barnawa here, just across the road, okay, is the kind of a school that I will want to send my child to.
Yes.
Because that's the kind of school I went to. We went to LA.
Yeah.
We went to LA schools. And we sat in the same classes as children of commissioners, children of
federal commissioner, and all of
yes, all of
generals,
that.
Everybody. Nobody,
we
no
sat,
segregation.
No, it's not because there was no segregation. It was because those schools at that time could deliver the goods. Today, they cannot deliver the goods. Why should I take my child to a school where I'm going to pay 200,000 naira primary school per term when I can go to a place where I can pay barely 5,000 naira and still get the same
quality of education,
or near same quality of education? No matter how rich I am, well, maybe there is something about being rich that I have not known yet. But no matter how rich I am, I think I like to conserve my resources. Thankfully, I did undergraduate economics.
Okay.
You know, so I know the need to optimize, your resources. So why should I go and pay 200,000 naira when I can pay 5,000 naira and get the same thing? That's what we are talking about. So let's begin to dream about these things. Unfortunately, the people who are youths today have never experienced that.
Yes, they have never. They don't know how it feels like.
Yeah, they don't. They think that it's an aberration. LEA schools are an aberration because a lot of them, except the ones that must have gone there, and most of them that have gone there don't want their children
to be there. Anymore. Yeah. Do you know that something happened some 3 or so years ago, which is very, very sad, and it's something that the next generation must do everything to change. The first time my daughter met a Muslim boy, she was so excited. She came, "Oh, Daddy, Muslims are like us." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I met one Hausa boy came to my school today. They are like us. He can even speak English." And I was thinking, where did I get it wrong?
Oh.
Because she never had the opportunity of mixing with them and all of that. And since then, I intentionally make out time, take them in the car, drive around and let them meet with everybody and anybody and all of that. Well, let's come to talking about the Nigeria of our dream and the roles that the younger generation should play. Do you think the younger generation that we are looking up to already have what it would take to handle in Nigeria? Take, for example, now something just happened and everybody above 40 goes.
You have just made an example with your daughter.
Yeah.
You have just made an example with your daughter. She does not have that rainbow experience.
Yes.
Which we had. And there are as well many people, you know, that are probably Muslim, that do not stay in heterogeneous communities in Kaduna, whose children never up to university. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, like some of us, I just feel that my children should go to a Catholic school. Okay, so from primary to secondary. And chances are that when they are set for university, I will send them to some Catholic university. If it is in Nigeria, a Veritas University, a Madonna University, you know, or some other, or some private university. And there are many faith-based universities these days.
Yeah.
It is the same thing for our Muslim brothers and sisters. Okay? And the only time they may get to encounter each other really is in the labor, in the work environment. Okay? When they are already supposed to be grounded in thinking
in a certain way
about the future of the Nigerian state as a whole and the Nigerian nation. Okay? So I think there lies the bulk of the answer of what
I just asked.
You just asked. There lies the bulk of the answer of what, because our children no longer. Some years ago, I was in Amman, Jordan. Okay? And I met with a friend of mine. We went to his house and he told me that, look, of course, Jordan is like 65-70% Muslim.
Yeah.
Okay, the Hashemite kingdom of Jordan. And there is a very good population of Christians, you know, in Jordan. He said, okay, this housing estate that the government built, the housing estate, and the king of Jordan. He said, in every house or every block, there must be Muslim, Christian, or Muslim, Christian, Muslim, Christian, you know, like that, so that people must integrate.
Yeah.
They must interact with each other some way, somehow. Now that's deliberate planning.
Yes.
I think we have to get to the point where right now we do some things deliberately to reintegrate the people coming behind us. We have to do that. But again, it takes a lot of confidence building. And unfortunately, based on what we see today, every day, the confidence level in this country, in government and in each other, is very, very low.
No. And that, I would say, is also the reason why we find ourselves where we are today, because the younger generation does not seem to be interested in all of those things.
It's
that
not
would help.
whether they are interested. You cannot give what you do not have.
Yeah.
You cannot even. Your eyes have to be open to a set. Look, how do visions happen? Visions are as a result of some probably spark, remote experience.
Something must be
something. Okay, you should be able to connect your present reality or a vision with your present reality. So when the present reality does not dispose you with what you need to see the kind of vision that you should see, there is no possibility that you will be able to see that.
So at individual levels, we should, as individuals from our homes, proactively teach our children the need for integration.
You have Muslim friends, definitely.
Yes.
Professional friends.
Yeah.
How often have you taken your entire family to go and visit them? Just interact with them.
That would be my next project. That indeed would be my
and
next
how many
project.
of your Muslim friends have sought you out where you are? Say, I'm coming with my children, with my family. Let's visit with you. We should begin to do that,
yes,
so that we see each other primarily as human beings. Okay, we see each other primarily as human beings. And in most cases, anyway, I always say that in most cases, a lot of us belong to a certain religion because we were born into this religion.
Yes.
because we were born into certain context. Very few people converted from one religion.
I think less than 2%.
Well, I don't have those statistics, but that's it.
Deep thoughts. Okay, now from the individual level, we'll come to the government now. Like you gave the example of Jordan and the government, the king, saying that there must be diversity even in the
settlement.
In the settlements. What do you think in Nigeria as a nation now? What to advise? Do you think if you're seated in front of those that should carry out all these projects and programs, how would you advise them? And how would you advise them? Do they have a role? And how would you advise them in respect of creating a more healthy environment for the generation that's coming?
Okay. There are different levels of this advice. We have the immediate level, the very immediate level, okay? We have the short-term level, because right now there are fires that we need to quench. Anyway.
Yes.
There are fires that we need to quench. So we have to be quenching these fires as we are thinking of, longer term, medium term, issues. So right now, first of all, let these fires that are raging be quenched and be seen to be quenched fairly. Okay? Let them be seen to be quenched fairly. Okay? Because we have situations whereby some people will only cry only when one of their kind is affected. Okay? So let us, as a people generally, but then the government must take a lead in making sure that anybody that kills anybody is prosecuted. And let us see government going after those people and doing what needs to be done. We saw the kind of riot act that was read by the Emir of Muri in Taraba State. And we saw the outcome. Okay? Some people were surrendering bandits of their kind. Okay? So let us see things being done. Let government do what it should do. Let us not be taken to the point where we have to take up arms to defend ourselves, because that is what is looking like is
even when some of our leaders are even voicing it now.
So that's the immediate part. But maybe and then okay, government. How have we run our ministries of youth? It is usually said youth, sports, and whatever.
And whatever, not standalone.
Yes, it's usually not
youth
standalone.
And sport, youth and women affairs, youth and
Okay, how have we run our ministries of youth? What have we done for the youth? In what of culture, youth, sports, and culture? Look, for instance, do we have community centers?
Not
in different communities. In Barnawa is such a huge community that we are supposed to have at least 3-4 community centers, sports centers, cultural centers, where young people can go and express themselves, sports physically, and also those who are interested in the arts can go into the theater is there and before long. There is going to be cross-fertilization of ideas. We'll say, okay, in Kaduna State, we want to have Kaduna State Sports Festival. And it is going to be an angwa, a share thing. You see young people from Ungwanserki coming to Ungwaromi, and they do everything. They create relationships. They have friendships. They call each other. They exchange numbers, okay, and do things together. Gradually, before long, we'll see how people can live together. People are talking with each other and stuff like that. That is even, first of all, integration is a very, very important thing. When you want to build a nation, forget about building states. Building a state is building all the roads, building all the buildings and stuff like that. But you need to build a nation. If not, if you don't build a nation, you build a state, the people will burn down the state.
We'll take some messages now and we'll be right back. The program is Perspectives on Invicta 98.9 FM. And today we are looking at the roles of the younger generation or the youths in the development and growth of Nigeria. All right, welcome back from that commercial timeout. You're listening to Perspectives on Invicta 98.9 FM. This morning, my guest is Zwaho Yanwedi. He is a media consultant and a public affairs analyst, and we are looking at the roles that the younger generation can play in the growth and development of Nigeria. And before that break, we have looked at it from different angles. But now, I want us to zero in on active politics and what value they can add to active politics as it were, that's been able to vote, get registered and be qualified to vote, and also be voted for. In the recent INEC, when INEC opened its portal for registration of those that have just attained 18 years old or those that missed out when they did the registration the other time, barely a couple of weeks after then, they had over 2 million people already registered. And from a breakdown of press release from INEC, more than half of these persons are younger generation, those that are less than 35 or thereabout. Now, it seems as if the younger generation are beginning to be interested in politics, as it were. But how prepared, how politically conscious are they? How prepared are they to play active role in all of this? From your understanding of the Nigerian young man and woman, and from your interaction with some of them, do you think they have that political consciousness?
Whether a lot of them, some of them are IDPs today. Some of them have friends or relatives that are IDPs. Some of them have friends or relatives that have probably been kidnapped, raped, or even killed. And they know that there is somebody whose duty it is to make sure that their lot and the lot of their friends are better. And they're asking questions. They're asking questions. And I believe that they want to also play their role. Yeah, you mentioned the figures from INEC, of voter registration, of course, new voters. But that figure of over 1 million is from 18 to 34.
Yeah.
From 18 to 34. So it's quite a large spectrum.
Yeah.
It means that there are people who are 34 that had never voted.
Yes.
And now they want to
vote.
And I also saw the report where some of these people, the remainder, there are people of up to over 70 years old.
Yes.
70 years of age.
Yeah.
Now these people are registering now. So what that tells us is that there is a certain level of awakening. If it were only people probably between the ages of 18 and 25, I would have said, okay, probably those ones, they missed the last.
They missed the last one because they were probably too young.
Or these ones are just coming in. But we are talking about people who are over 70 wanting to participate. I think generally, the mood in the country has pushed people to want to participate in, at least electing their leaders. That's what I'm. So the youths are not left behind. The youths are not left behind. The question is, how about them participating?
18, yeah.
Well, everything that pertains to young people participating in or to be elected, okay? How about them presenting themselves for election? Okay? Everything that pertains to that is rigged against the young. Okay, the party politics being played, the amounts of money people parties, different political parties, yeah, we know that we have some 50, 60 odd other parties. But we know that the two major parties are the PDP and APC, and probably a certain APGA in the southeast of this country. How much are their forms, even for councillorship? Can a young man or a young lady of 23 aspire or be can he afford to will he be able to
spend that kind of money
to get for just the form? And then does he have the resources to be? And we know that our politics has become very, very highly monetized to the extent that it is the person that can bring the money. That these are our realities. We have to face it. So there's going to have to be a reorientation in the party structure or in the party politics, political practices and processes. Okay, and then of course in the minds of our people. But I remember in when Babangida was president, so-called. I can't remember precisely what interview it was. He was interviewed and he was asked, Nigerians are suffering. He said, no, Nigerians are not suffering. Which Nigerian do you see eating from the dustbin? Okay? Perhaps we have not suffered enough in this country. By the time we suffer enough, there is nobody that is going to tell the blind man that it is raining because he will feel it. So this thing that people collect money, they will vote only on the basis of who gives them money. What? We are getting to the time. I mean, many people are hungry today. Many people cannot go to their farms today because of insecurity. As at last month, the inflation rate is 17%. That's crazy.
For some countries, that will crash. Some countries will crash.
Okay, from the beginning of the year to now, we have had an inflation rate of about the 40th percentile. Okay, about 40%. Yes, about 40%. That is our reality here in this country. So I think by now it is raining. I don't know how many of us are blind, but nobody is going to tell us that it is
raining. We will feel it and we'll do what we should do. Now, in recent times, when I meet young people, I go out of my way to tell them to make themselves to be part of the process. You must. I have some interns in my office, and I made it a rule that for those that have not done their voter registration, I told them you have internet, you have system, and one other of my staff, I said, follow them before I sign your logbook. You must show me proof that you have started the process. When you were coming, there was a lady that stepped out. Right. That was exactly what we were talking about. She got stuck somewhere. And even when I meet people outside, even in the office too, I tell them that I'll ask them, what political party do you belong to? They say, no, I don't play politics. I say, why? They say, no, politics is not good. I say, if all the good people like you don't play it,
how will it be? How will it be sanitized?
Yes. And some of them have started thinking it that way. I said, just register, be part of the process that would select those that will be made available for the public to choose from. Because if you're a member of a political party, it means that at the primaries, you'd vote. You'll be able to choose amongst yourself who is good, as against some people that you feel are not good enough. Put them forward, nominate them, vote for them at the primaries. Let it be that they are even available for the public to choose from.
In some countries, people start grooming young people from primary school.
Yes.
Primary school. Okay, there are some people who they groom this young person.
They notice that leadership.
No, not just the leadership. In fact, maybe I am APC, okay, and there is APC children's club in my
school,
primary school.
Yeah.
Okay, I make sure that my children want to join join that club because they want to be in the party that daddy is.
Yeah.
Okay? And so they grow along that and they get to learn the ideologies and stuff like that. If you remember in Norway, some years ago, probably about 10 years ago, when this Breivik guy went and killed some young people, he killed some young people
because of their political orientation.
No, he just wanted to attract attention to the fact that he didn't want the kind of migration that was happening. He said he wanted Europe to be for Europeans. I think it's Andre Breivik. That's his name. I remember the surname Breivik. He went to a camp for one of the political parties there. Okay, and just went and opened fire. He killed about 100 people. He's in jail right now. You see political parties like our PDPs, like our APCs, like our APGA, okay? You see them having young people's clubs in secondary schools, in universities, and they take them for camp and teach them
the ideals, the ideology,
politics, and But in our own case, if someone can just fly, wake up, sleep this morning as last night as an APC member, and then by morning he's a PDP member, and by the next evening he's APGA, by another. So there is really nothing that draws a line. We do not see our parties talking real issues like big government, small government. We do not see our parties talk real issues like, okay, there are naturally everywhere in this country there are ungoverned spaces. What do we do about securing ungoverned spaces? Okay, do we allow people who live in such areas to be able to have some level of arms to be able to protect themselves against invaders and stuff like that? They're not talking these issues. They're just talking about capturing power, about who gets what position.
Well, that's the Nigeria that we find ourselves. Now the big question is, what do we do to encourage the younger generation?
Another very important thing, even in our universities or higher institutions of learning, okay, student unionism has become very, very problematic because older people, their lecturers, have decided to kill it because once the students unionize or there is strong student government, okay, they question them and they don't want those questions. Go to our institutions here. Go to CASU, go to ABU, go to BUK, go to our institutions around here. See the level of, and they have even brought ethnic and religious politics into the whole thing. They will say, this school is in this part of the country, so someone from elsewhere cannot. And this is school.
No, come on.
Okay. Those days in ABU we had SRAs, Student Representative Assembly, where lots of issues, were debated upon and discussed. So how do we hope to prepare the coming generation to take over? That is the problem, because we, the older people, okay, I say we because I do not want to exonerate myself. But I am actually a victim of what these older persons have done. And that is why it is looking like I'm going to be crossed over. In fact, I've been crossed over. Okay? But the older people have continually sabotaged younger generations. And that must stop in this country.
081400989 and 07087 800-989. And the big question is, what do we do to encourage the younger generation to play active politics and be part of governance, as it were? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hayes.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
You're on to Engineer Emmanuel. Good morning to your guest.
Good morning,
Engineer Emmanuel. Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you, and I say happy birthday to Mr. Toyalabi. I think your guests have said it all. For me, the way out, the youth should stop supporting these politicians. They can do it as well. So they should stop. They should not be carried away, despite the fact that the politicians were succeeded in putting hardship on the youth and on the masses. So that's why they always have their way. When you see a young man not having anything in his pocket and he meets all these old politicians and they give them peanuts, they begin to sing their praise. I think it's the right time we say enough is enough to that. We can do that. We can do it, and I know we can do it. The only thing we should stop being, we should not be partisans. Okay. Those old men, they have tried their best. I think it is high time they go to rest. But until this sentiment of a thing, until we comes together, we agree that we can do it. Just like your guest is saying, that there are things. Even me, those are the things I have in mind. That I will tell the government. We have been telling them, bring the peoples together, put things that will unite the people. But you know why? They will not be able to do that because they are using it for their own advantage. Okay. When they know that the people are not together, it's for their own advantage. Yeah. So when they come on board, they will use it for their own advantage. But until the people now realize that these people are not for us, they are just for their own selfish interests, then we can make a change.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome to Perspectives. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, it's Buba Umar.
All right, Buba.
Yeah, youth role in democracy in Nigeria is impactless. Now, if you consider the efforts this regime are doing, what our youth have benefited in it? Nothing. Too young to road bill that they have signed into it. What does that have impact on the impoverished youth that we have in Nigeria now today? If you see a governor is proudly saying he has put more youth into that, he put his brothers and sisters into the system and said they are youth too. But in reality, the little youth that can bring things into the country are not into the. So a youth, whether he registered or he doesn't register, have not significance in the democratic process in this country. So unless we look directly into the mirror and find out the solution, why our youth have been in, why do some certain categories of oppositions in the democracy are not up to vie for that position, particularly presidency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Buba Umar. We'll take this last call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, there. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Ogunwole is on the line from
All right, Ogunwole.
You see, the future of our youth is in the hand of our leaders, mostly two religions. Let them be preach peace always.
Okay.
Peace always. They should not be taking someone else to judge another.
Okay.
We are more than that in this country. That is only solution.
All right.
They should not be putting bad mind into our youth. Preach peace anywhere you are. That's the solution. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Ogunwole. We're actually running out of time. We'll just take our wrapping up. React to some of these comments, then we wrap it all up.
It is not enough to preach peace. It's not enough to preach peace. It is about justice. Okay? Because if you keep talking about peace without talking justice and dispensing justice, then before long it will ring hollow.
Okay.
So if there are laws and anybody falls afoul, let the law take its course, not minding wherever anybody comes from. Okay. That is the only way by which peace can be fostered. And what that means is that everybody has equal access into the equal access in the state called Nigeria. It does not matter what ethnicity you are, it does not matter what religion you are, you have equal access. Now it is left to you to be able to use your access to your advantage within the confines of the law. And like you mentioned, the call is for young persons to register with a political party. Be a card-carrying member of any political party. You may not vote the candidate of that party on the day of election. But be a card-carrying member and take active part, in what is happening in that. It's going to help.
Yeah.
And wherever you find yourself, talk politics, read political books. Politics is important. If for anybody that says politics is not important, well, I don't know whether you are happy with the kind of leaders we have had in this country so far.
Well, I guess that's about the size of the program this morning. Zwahuyan Wedi, thank you so much for having time to be on Perspective this morning. We believe that we can keep the conversation going even in our homes, our places of work, and wherever we find ourselves. So I'll say this to you, be part of the process if you want to change what it is that you do not like about the system. I am Ehis Admo, hoping that by tomorrow, Toyin Alabi will be around to anchor the program. Like always, keep your dial on Invicta 98.9 FM.